ready to do some painting. It's been a couple of days. Did some editing, did up the paintbrush video along with showing off Agnes. I was really pleased with how Agnes turned out. She was awesome. I don't mean that my paint job was awesome, I just really liked the model and really enjoyed the process of painting her. But I was very happy with how she turned out for a lot of it. It was really good. You know what? I want to use. I'm going to use my old Series 7 after talking about it on the in the video. I'm actually kind of keen to use it, and because it's a slightly bigger one than the red grass number 2, then this one will be good for painting a lot of surface area. So I'm just gonna put out this old brush and just spread some paint with it, even if it's nothing too big. If anything, because right now this one's not really great for doing a lot of detail work anymore, but it's still a nice brush. I can certainly use it for doing a lot of base coating and things like that, where I don't have to worry about ruining it too much because it's already a bit frayed, to be honest. But I don't want to do that to my red grass. Already I'm not in shot, am I? There we go. So yeah, we're just going to go over all of these guys in green. Get them all up and running. And then we can start layering in all of the other parts to them, so that we get them all painted up in the same scheme, hopefully fairly quickly. Ha! Yeah, this thing frays a lot faster. As I start painting, it just starts pulling apart, it doesn't hold its tip. I know I'm not using it particularly gracefully or anything, but still, that's a little bit sad. I think these Taigahs are going to look really nice when they're all finished. I'll be pretty pleased with them. And I'm really looking forward to getting on to painting the God damn it, I always forget their name. I want to say Jaeger, but they're not Jaegers, are they? They're something else. Jaiths. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation of them. I'm not actually quite sure on the pronunciation of a lot of things in Infinity, to be honest. Because it's lots of things that originate in other languages, which I'm not too familiar with. Unless it's the JSA, then I generally have no problem pronouncing their names. And understanding to some amount the origins of the names as well. But a lot of the European ones I'm a bit stumped on exactly how I'm supposed to pronounce them. I also told myself I'm not going to get Tag Raid, the new Infinity Kickstarter. I'm starting to look at it and going, I kind of want it. I kind of want to get it. It'd be kind of nice to paint up a whole bunch of tags. I mean, it's got rules for other tags, and I'm like, oh, that gives me an excuse to buy some more tags. But I'm liking a lot of the stretch goals and going, oh, that's a nice model. Oh, that would be nice too. Oh, that's good. But I think I'm going to hold off and not do it. It'll have to have something really special come up in the stretch goals. The funny thing is, one of the features is the scenery pack, and the scenery pack has loads of really cool stuff in it that would be useful for Infinity. I don't know why they don't just make one of those for everybody to use as Infinity pieces for the ITS rules and things. Those kind of packs are really awesome. It's even better than the Defiance scenery pack, I think. They're really nice. And it's like, oh, it's $30 for that. I wonder if I could just pledge for that. Because that'll be really handy for games of Infinity, if I ever get to play them. Oh my god. This bloody pandemic. It's gotten right in the way of any more game playing. Still got to also talk about gameplay. I've got to continue editing the next battle report for Aristea. It's kind of been sitting in my things to do bucket for a while. I've got the introduction done and the roster of characters, but I need to go through all the footage and write the script. That's, I think, the bit that's slowing me down right now, is just the thought of sitting there and writing the full script for it. But I also got to listen to all the footage of my conversations with my opponent and choose those relevant pieces as well. Those bits aren't too bad, because I mean that's basically all done for me. It's all scripted. Although I think the pace of it changes a little bit between the conversations and the actual the conversations and the actual battle report parts. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good video once I get it done. It's just getting it done is the tricky bit. Okay, this guy's basically painted green. Got a couple more. You know what? I think actually using a synthetic brush is going to be better than this one. Let's try switching brushes and have a fiddle around. Well, no, that is not a synthetic brush. That is my nice brush. I don't want to be doing that. Doop, 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 doop. Enjoy my water. Let's use you. Got a bunch of these cheap brushes. It's like 1,000 yen for a whole load of these. So they came out as less than 100 yen each. But they do the job. You can paint with them, but they quickly lose their tips and things like that. So doing any kind of detail work is a pain. You can't really do anything with them. But they're nice to have as just these extra brushes everywhere that I can just grab and use for any kind of all-purpose painting. And layering down those base coats. Alright, oh dear, I've got a little bit green on my hand. There we go. Right, we just keep going with that. And we'll eventually get it covered. But yeah, I was looking at the tag raid for Infinity Defiance. Not Infinity Defiance. It's not for Infinity Defiance. It's just Infinity Tag Raid. It's like a deathmatch game, and I was like curious about what the rules are going to be. And it's kind of weird. It's using these hexagonal bases, but it's using a lot of the systems straight out of Infinity apparently. So I'm also looking at it going, ooh, is this like a really kind of fun, very quick, easier game to play that it would be kind of a bit of an introduction or launch pad for people playing Infinity? Because basically it's like, oh, if you like this process, then basically, yeah, we can now look at it with more models for using it in Code 1, or then even go more complicated by going into N4. And it does still take on that more board game aesthetic, so I can take it to like board gaming events. And so I'm right now I'm kind of justifying to myself why I would buy this freaking set. It doesn't help that Corvus Belli just make awesome looking models. I'd really love to paint that dragon they've got. So yeah, if I was to go into it, it would have to be the deluxe for everything or nothing. It's like an all or nothing thing for me when it comes to these things. But I've been really wanting to. I've been thinking about, oh, I really want to get a 3D printer. Do I get a 3D printer? It would be nice to have that as well, but it's hard to say. I'm being really rough and all over the place with this, but that's okay because this green is the majority of the model, and we'll just cover the other parts when we get to them. I can see some areas where there's still some of the bare metal, so it's not the best situation, to be honest, to be just painting straight onto it, but we're going to have layers and things, so we should be fine. Right, I think we're pretty good there. We're well covered. We've got only one more to do. And then I think what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll do all the purples. Get all the purple areas done. Or do we just stick with the green and get all the green? Do we just stick with the green and try and paint up all of those areas first? Now I'm gonna block out all of the areas, and we're gonna work that way. I find that quicker when trying to deal with batch painting. I like to get all of the base coats in. It's not like when I'm doing a special model where I'm gonna maybe just work on an arm and get it all right, and then move on to another area of the model or things like that. You gotta choose your battles depending on the type of painting that you're going for. So this one I've made my decision. I need them all the same. Up a couple of them to be. Screw it. Just come back later and think about that. If I really wanted to, I can just change another part of it. Okay, looks like we're gonna need a little touch more paint on that billet. Looked like I lost a little bit of connection there. Very strange. On my monitor here, I'm going very slow. I'll just try. He's good. Okay. Should be alright. Good. Right. Alright. It's definitely very jumpy. That jumpiness. And now my quality's gone really low. Now according to my stream's health, it's fine, so I'm wondering if it's just my monitor. Say my monitor, my iPad that's just kind of watching the stream as my acting as my monitor. This is my first tag I've bought. I've had him for quite some time now, and I've been so I should get around to painting. I work, I get on, but I get a fairly decent holiday, so tent around that time. Just putting out painting finished and done, as much of Defiance finished as I can. Obviously, I'll report. Can play by myself and be able to be played by yourself if you wanted, and it would be a good way of just to play the game. I'm just going to try something. Footage from just ages ago, so I'm thinking my stream's just screwed up. Oh, okay. It's jumping back and forth now. It's confusing all the hell out of me. So this is terrible for anyone who's going to be watching back on this. I'm afraid. I'm sorry. This video's gone bad. I'm just going to get on with painting. If this one's gone just bad, I'll review over the footage, and if it's just like unwatchable, I'm just going to delete it. I need my Nagaroth Knight. Let's have it back on. Touch the old Nagaroth. Okay, so we're gonna get these bladed hands. These claws. These Taighas are pretty cool. I do like how they work in Infinity Defiance. They're kind of like the Horde model. So they just kind of keep on coming, keep on coming. The good thing is, like, killing them gives you no detrimental effects like killing the others do. You kill other soldiers and it increases your aggro, causing more reinforcements to appear and come. With the Taighas, you just kill them and they're gone. It doesn't affect any of the reinforcement pools or anything like that. But they do have like some pretty nasty spawning mechanics. When there's like a Taigha tunnel, I guess. what it would be. But they have like an entry point, and they just keep spawning from it. As soon as you kill anything, they keep puking out more of these dudes. And they can quickly overwhelm you. But killing them is fun, because they're fairly easy to kill. Just, if they get too close, they can be pretty nasty. And to be honest, you don't want to fight them in close combat, because when you fight them in close combat, they have much stronger defense. And with a much stronger defense, they're much more likely to wound you when you're attacking them. So shooting them is much easier. Shooting them, they don't really have any defense, so you just blast them away. Much more efficient. So you don't really want Caden to fight these guys up in close. You want Caden to deal with those stronger guys who can just go down in a fight or have poor defenses against melee. Not these guys. I have to use my painted one as a bit of a guide as well. We have there we go. I think we have this we can always get later. Kind of got those okay. I think these little nubbins should be purple. The other ones are going to be in the bone colours. Alright, let's get these little bits of chitin that come out of the arms. My head's getting in shot. I hate it when my head gets in shot. There we go. Alright, then we'll get the teeth. There we go. Teeth and a little bit in the mouth. We're gonna get the legs, and then I think, yeah, it's just the legs, and then we're done. So let's get them legs done. Okay. Alright, I think that covers all the purple on this character that we need. Yep. I see a couple of more of those little bits and pieces. There we go. Alright. And that is that one. Okay, we've got more to do there. So let's get going, let's get cracking. This is the same model. Let's try and get as much of this base coating done today. Then we can get onto the more fun areas next time. Okay. It's a shame there was actually a board game event this weekend. This was the weekend that I'm actually going to go and see the stepfamily. Not stepfamily, the in-laws. So I shan't be joining the board game club this month, which is a shame. I was like, okay, COVID is now looking really minuscule here in Japan. Things are starting to loosen up a bit. I can still go to a board game. I can go to a board game event now. Just timing. Also really want to go and see Dune. I got a friend who wants to go and see Dune at the IMAX that's close to where I live. Apparently they have it all in English. Everywhere else is doing it all in Japanese. Japanese dubbing. Which just sounds like an awful thing to go and watch, to be honest. I'd love to see it in its original audio. Okay, let's do these shorter bits. Okay. Right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the inside of the thighs where they got the slashes. I've got to do that on the previous model. I used the tighter brush for that. I might come back and just do those later for everyone. Okay. Okay. The legs done. Now I'm going to do the back. Okay. Just a little bit more on this side as well. There we go. And the teeth. That's what we need to do. Alright. I think we've covered the same main areas. We still need to do the those thighs, but hey, we've got the main bit down. Okay, the teeth are still showing up a little bit green. And I put that down. Should be good. Next one. Now, one thing I do need to get on with is the scenery pieces for this game, so that I can actually play a game with everything fully painted, even if it's just the first 1 or 2 missions. Mind you, with the first 2 missions you actually cover quite a lot of minis that then get repeated throughout later missions. Still need to do the avatar, the big model in the set. He's kind of the one I'm least excited to paint, because the avatar is not actually usable for Shazvasti in N4, like as the sectorial. It's okay in the combined, but it's just like the one model in the whole set I can't use with the Shazvasti sectorial. Just kind of a pain. Kind of wish they, I don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. Eventually I've got to get to the Megalodron and paint him. Oh, and that's another thing in the tag raid, they added rules for they're adding rules for the Megalodron as well, so it's like, oh, I've got all of that stuff, and it'd be kind of cool to use him in Infinity Tag Raid, or even the other monsters in Defiance. Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Probably tell I look pretty tired. Get to about the hour mark. I think we can leave the stream at that. It was a quiet stream today, but it's kind of nice to just talk to myself for a little bit. Or is it crazy? I always get nice and crazy mixed up, I think. So yeah, it's very therapeutic talking like a crazy person to the camera by myself. But it strangely is. Okie dokie. Alright, those claws are done, the teeth are done. Let's go and do the back. Alright, that leaves us with the legs. And I've only got 2 more to do. There we go. I just reminded myself in my head, oh, I've got to base everything as well. Let's worry about that once they're all painted up. I've got to paint these, I'll have to base these guys, but I've also got a bunch of other characters to base as well. I do believe. Mostly Shazvasti. Okay. That's basically that one done there. Let's move on to the next. Oh. Let's have a little drink. Just water today. La 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 la. Oh. Alright. Let's try and carry on with this. This one's got gritted teeth. Hearing this music reminds me I haven't done my piano practice today. I need to go and just do 10 minutes of practice before I go to bed. If I can do it as quietly as possible without waking my family. The thing that's harder to do than it seems with living in Japan. Space is at a premium. If this paint just runs out, then I'm gonna leave everything at that. This is where I really don't like batch painting. When I start batch painting, I tend to feel a bit bored with the actual painting part. It's really nice to get to see like 5 models finished fast. There's a nice bit of alliteration there for you. But at the same time, I do not like the repetitive nature of batch painting. Right, yeah, I'm about out of the purple now, and rather than start another purple, I'm gonna just try and do as much of this model as I can, which is not going to be much, and then I'm going to call that a night for the painting. I think that's alright. So yeah, we'll get the rest of him later, but even if I do it offline, I might do that and you can join when it's a little bit more interesting and good. Oh, crikey. Maybe off and on with doing the live painting, as I do want to continue editing and working on the other videos of my main content of my channel. I was talking about what I was planning on doing, so one of the things is going to be Aristea Battle Reports, Infinity Defiance playthrough. In terms of the painting side of things, I'm going to continue doing some painting of models, and maybe even just record individual models that I paint, and at least do a time-lapse video for them. They're fairly easy to upload, even if I don't do a full-on scripted talk about the model. But I do want to do some more, maybe, actually I haven't done any. I would like to do some maybe tutorial videos on some of my favorite techniques. Another video idea I was thinking about was, because I would consider myself an intermediate level painter, but looking at some of the more professional level channels that are out there and looking at their painting guides and techniques, and then trying to emulate it with a similar model or with the same model. So I may look up, see if there's anyone who's got like some decent painting tutorial videos of a model that I have, and have a go at maybe trying to emulate it and see if I can pull off what they're trying to teach you to pull off. I think that might make for an interesting video, because I always think it's very daunting for beginners doing the painting, in painting miniatures, when they see a lot of other really good stuff. And yes, some painting tutorials are a bit hit and miss. I would like to do an essentials video as well. If you're starting in the hobby, what are some of these I think are the essential things that you should get, and which things are more optional? Then along with that, like a very basic, maybe a very basic mini painter's guide of like what techniques should you be starting out with, and how to push yourself to try and become better. I'm not sure if I'm the best example for that though. But I would like to show also my progress as a painter, maybe with some of my favorite models and worst models, and kind of just go through a little selection of those and talk about them. So these are kind of some ideas that are just rattling around in my head a little bit here and there. Just gotta move on doing some of them, and then that would be great. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night tonight. Nobody joined us today, but that's okay. There'll be days with people, days without. That's okay. Do my best to talk when I am painting, even if I am by myself, because I know some people like to watch these at later dates, put them on in the background when they're doing other things. If you really enjoy me just droning on about random crap that just pops into my head, then that's great. Anyway, thank you very much, and good night.